From Columbus, Ohio, this is the Get Business Credit YouTube channel with your host, Josh Van Horn. Subscribe now and hit the bell notification right now to stay up to date as soon as we release new business credit gems. Take it over, Josh.
Hey, what's up? It's Josh with the Get Business Credit YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over a personal credit card. It is a Fintech company, so that's why I'm bringing it up, because Fintech companies typically are easier to get approved for, even on the personal or business side. They look at more than just your FICO score, so that's why I'm bringing this Fintech company up. So like I said, it's not yet available, but here in a couple months, it is going to be available, and they give limits up to $25,000 and rewards as well. So I'm going to get into that here in a minute. But before I do, if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it, and make sure you turn the bell notification on. So without further ado, let's get into it. So Benjamin Finance, like I said, is a Fintech company. And the card is a metal card. You can pick what type of card you get, but you have to join the waiting list. I'll have the link in the description below, and you can check your status as well after you join the waiting list. It is a no hard pull initially to qualify for it, so they're going to do probably a soft pull. You can pick your card like here: silver, gold, copper, platinum, rose gold, and aluminum. You know, it doesn't make much of a difference if it's plastic or metal, but it's just kind of a little perk they're giving. So if you refer like 3 people and fill out the survey they have after you join the waiting list, then you get the metal card for free. You don't have to pay a setup fee at all. So I'll just go over a little bit on their website. I don't want this video to be too long. Like I said, the link will be in the description below. You can join the waiting list. It's a very simple little, just basically your name and email address. So like it says here, banks want you in debt. Benjamin Finance wants you out of it. So personalized experience, high credit limits, advanced technology, world-class support. Get rewarded on every swipe. So dining, they have 3 different cards: MasterCard, World MasterCard, MasterCard World Elite. So the 2 World cards are going to have an annual fee of $149 or $249 respectively, but their basic MasterCard is 0 annual fee. You get 2 times on dining for the basic card, 3 times points on subscription, 1 point on gyms, 1 point on insurance, nothing on travel, nothing on everything else. But if you go with the annual fee, that's $149, you get, obviously more points, and you earn 2 points on travel, and 1 point on everything else. The MasterCard World Elite, it's $249 annual fee. I know that's high, but we'll just have to wait and see as this manifests. But you basically get 4 times points on dining and subscriptions. So this card would probably be pretty good on dining if you have the World Elite. And 3 points on travel, insurance, and gyms. 1 point on everything else. So like this is basically, like it says here, long credit card billing cycles and have high entrance lead you into debt. So Benjamin Finance gives you the opportunity to choose your low APRs, shorter billing cycles, and financial freedom. So it is like revolving, but if you pay it back every week, then you're going to either every week or biweekly or monthly, you're going to get lower rates respectively. You can check out all this on their website and the link in the description below. So monthly is going to be 7 to 24% APR. Biweekly is going to be 12% to 17% APR, 7% to 12% for every week. So this is probably, I would say, similar to Divvy on the business side, but this is the, a personal credit card. Who knows? They may get into business down the line. I don't know. A lot of them tend to either start with personal and then they start offering business later. So you may want to get in where you can. Like I said, it is a joining waiting list right now, but it says by the early fall, which is only a couple months away, they're going to start rolling out the cards. So, and like I said, the reason I wanted to do a review about this, because I love fintech companies. You guys know I love fintech companies. They tend to give you better terms, better limits, higher limits, and they're not just looking at your FICO score. And we'll go over some of the FAQs here in a minute. But like it says here, no hard pull for eligibility. So only after they launch everything and they qualify you or pre-approve you, that's when, if you accept the limit and terms, then that's when they're going to do a hard pull. So limits up to 25,000, behavioral intelligent, and go carbon neutral. That just basically means, paperless billing. So they also have custom perks and features, invest your points to help you build wealth, insurance programs, and travel upgrades. Benjamin card and app bill split. So I think you can split bills, subscription control, card lock, Apple Pay, and sync unlimited accounts, student loan management, net worth management, credit reporting monitoring. So let's go over to the FAQs real quick. What is the release date of the card? The Benjamin credit card is tentatively scheduled to be released by fall of 2021. And it also says we have also updated our waiting list dashboard to show you more opportunities to advance your position. So if you share your link after you join the waiting list, you can get bumped up on the waiting list. Let's see here. How do I get my card engraved for free? So they're talking about the metal card. The Benjamin credit card has an option for personalized engraving. If you accumulate 500 waiting list points, the fee is waived. The easiest way to reach that goal is to make at least 3 valid referrals and take the Benjamin survey, which I've already done all that. So it takes less than 5 minutes to do. And they're not asking you for your credit information right now. So it says here, what is the score that is needed to qualify? There is no minimum credit score cutoff in order to qualify. They says we conduct a soft inquiry for initial pre-qualification. So keep in mind, they don't do this right now. They're going to do this at the launch here in a couple months. But it says we also examine other metrics such as cash management and other items that determine credit worthiness. Benjamin has designed our credit approval process to specifically account for expanded eligibility to borrowers who may have simply a thin credit profile or a limited credit history. So that's what's good about them, since they're a fintech company. They're not like Capital One or say Chase or these other, traditional banks and finance companies where you need to have a set FICO score and, several accounts to be able to get approved for a credit card. So Benjamin Finance is taking a different approach, and I think a lot of banks in the future are going to be starting to do this as well. And it says with the option to grow through on-time payments, this might mean that you are approved for initial limit, which grows based on on-time payments or increased income. Do you hard pull your credit? It says here, they conduct a soft pull initially for the pre-qualification, and they also examine other metrics such as cash management to determine your credit worthiness. They only conduct a hard inquiry if you choose to formally apply for the card. So you're going to know if you're going to qualify before you get the hard inquiry. And it goes through some other things, like it says, do you need to pay your bill in full at the end of each billing cycle? If you want to avoid paying interest, then you need to pay off your Benjamin credit card in full by the due date of every payment cycle, but you don't have to. Which credit bureaus are they going to be reporting to? They're going to report to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian to help you build up your credit as well. But this card, I think, isn't just for people with bad credit or limited credit. Even those with good credit, excellent credit, I think would still be able to qualify, no problem, and get a high limit, because it says that they're given up to $25,000 credit limit. So, so don't be discouraged about some of this language that they have on their website, because even if you have good credit, this may be a card that you can get a high limit with. And like I said, the reason why I'm bringing this personal credit card up, because it's a fintech company, and a lot of you guys are building business credit up, but you're trying to leverage that business credit. And it would help if you had, say, 3 or 4 $25,000 limit credit cards on your personal side, and you use a little bit of that, of each one of those cards, to fund your business to succeed and grow, to get to where you need to be with your growing your business. And it says right here, can I apply if you have no credit? And it basically says yes. You just have to be a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident and have a Social Security number. How large is the credit line? The amount initially extended depends on the individual's credit and financial characteristics. The credit line amount is tied to the amount of credit for which you are approved for the Benjamin credit card. So, but it says, in the event someone has a thin credit profile, they'll use alternative metrics such as cash management. And I think what they're meaning by that is like the Plaid system. They're going to connect to your bank, especially if you don't have much personal credit or you have bad personal credit, you may still be able to get approved. If they're seeing some banking activity on your personal side. Are there any monthly fees associated with the card? That's only your APR fees, of course. And then if you get, say, one of their higher up cards, then they're going to charge you, obviously, the annual fee. How much income do I need to qualify? They extend only to those that have the reasonable ability to repay. So it's pretty much, you're not going to get approved if you have no income, But anyways, you just go to this join the waiting list and reserve your card. It's pretty simple. It's your first name, last name, and email address. And then you agree to the communications from Benjamin. Join the waiting list. It'll tell you where you're at. Use my link. It will obviously help me out a little bit, but and then I can probably review it quicker, for you guys once it launches. But like I said, I really want to get this one out there. A couple other channels have put it out already a couple months ago. I've been meaning to get around to it, but just now decided to make a video about it. Like I said, it's a fintech company. Good, bad, excellent credit. I think it's, a good company for everybody all the way around, at least to see what they're going to offer during the soft pull launch when they do a soft pull. Once there's more details available, I'll be sure to make another updated video about that, on, say, who they pull, things like that. But I think here in a couple months, they're going to be launching and printing out those cards. So definitely, doesn't hurt to check it out and join the waiting list. Just your first name, last name, and email address. All right. Until next time, you guys take care. Be sure to smash the thumbs up, like button, and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and turn the bell notification on. Until next time, you guys take care. Thanks again for watching.